How do you know if you're actually reaching your potential? How do you know if every single movement, exercise, and anything else you're doing physically is reaching your true goals? You need to have a personal philosophy, something that anchors you to make sure that every single movement, every single exercise, every single day, and everything outside of that actually gets you to be what you actually want to achieve. I myself have coached Ninja Warrior, Gymnastics, and Parkour, each of them having different philosophies. Let's explore those a little bit and then explain how you are able to take those and really see if you are reaching your full potential. You might feel that different sports and different activities and different things have different cultures. If I told you that I did CrossFit versus I was a marathon runner, there's a good chance that my philosophies and my beliefs are different between those two people. There might be some core anchors to it, such as fitness, health, taking care of oneself, but let's go a little bit deeper than that. In my experience, I've gotten a little bit of philosophies from some of my favorites, such as Parkour, which is my favorite. It treats itself more as a discipline. The personal philosophy of most people within that is to be strong, to be useful. It's self-expression. It's about being the best version of yourself and not just being stopped by certain rules or ideologies throughout the entire world. You're not fit inside a box. You're self-expression and movement and everything, all that combined into one. In Ninja Warrior, which still has a lot of movement-based things that you need to do, the philosophy might be to overcome obstacles. Very similar, but not exactly the same thing. It's how do I overcome things? That can help mentally and physically, especially when you're working out. Gymnastics is a competition-based sport, and it's very known to fit inside a box, meaning there is a right way of doing things, there is an established way of doing things, but there are some personal philosophies that come from that, seeking perfection, high quality, that there are sets of progressions, but a lot of people feel like there's lacking that self-expression. Now, how does that help you reach your goals? You need to have your own personal philosophy and your own ideology that allows you to decide where you want to go. Here at Awesome Ninja Fitness, we want you to become the best version of yourself, get the strength, freedom of movement, mobility, that discipline part of parkour of being strong to be useful, self-development, freedom, but with a little bit of the higher quality discipline that you would find in sports such as the Ninja Warrior and Gymnastics that has some sort of competition. That has helped decide our choices within our sports and our movement and our exercises. If our goal is self-expression and learning these skills and having fun, why don't we just learn the skills in the first place? Now, all the exercises and all the movements are dedicated to get to that end goal. And then there's your personal philosophy or ideology in what you want fitness to mean for you. Our philosophy for movement is in order to master our bodies, in order for us to use our bodies, to use these cool and effective skills that makes us feel better, that makes us feel like we're in control of ourselves and to improve ourselves. We want fitness to be used for something and want to be something cool, something adventurous, something that matches our personality and something that at the end of the day, we're proud that we have that and it's something we're going to keep for the rest of our lives. For others, or for yourself, it might be different. You might see fitness as just a means to be healthy. It might just be a way to look better and feel better. Maybe it's just something for a specific sport that you're doing that you want to improve in that. Maybe it's a social gathering, or it's a mix of a couple of those things. You know, you're going to a Zumba class just to burn a couple of calories, see other people, get out of the house, and that is fine. So make sure that you know what you want fitness to mean for you. See if that ideology and that philosophy matches with who you are as a person and your personal ideology and philosophy. Then you want to see what kind of fitness would actually help you get towards those goals. Once you have your overarching goal, then it's going to be able to break those down into what type of exercises, what type of movements, what type of sports that will actually get you closer toward those things. And now it matches your goals and your beliefs. So there's a much greater chance that you're going to keep with that. As I said before, when I first started in my fitness journey as an adult, I went to a traditional gym, traditional fitness. I did it because it matched my personal philosophy of being healthy, by being fit, and taking care of myself. But it didn't really match that personal philosophy of fitness that I really wanted it to be, not until I experienced parkour for the first time. Then that type of fitness, that type of movement about freedom of expression, of skill-based fitness, of using that fitness for something, and that mixing of artistic with fitness, it's not until that I found what I wanted to do. And then if I did traditional fitness, it was okay because the goal for it was to get better at that skill-based fitness. And then it'll be easier to break it down once you have more specific goals, because the exercises you do, how you do them, when you do them. I'm a strong believer in efficiency. Sometimes I like to try to make things as efficient as possible, and it's okay to sacrifice a little bit of that quality to a certain extent in order to be efficient, which is why in a lot of our programs we do supersets, in which we're doing one exercise after the other to rest our muscles in between, to make the workout plan faster and more efficient, so I can save more time, so I can spend more time on the actual other things that are more fun and more enjoyable. That works for me and it works for most people within the community because they seem to match that personal philosophy. It still works. We're not sacrificing the results. We're sacrificing random number, let's say 5% of the results to be 15% more efficient with our time. That is something that we're willing to do within our fitness plan. And then we have our goals, such as trying to get the handstands, the muscle ups, and the flips. So if we're doing exercises, does it get us closer to there? So there's a reason why there are some weightlifting movements that we don't do, because it doesn't get us closer to that goal very quickly. But then focusing with efficiency and skills, we want to master our bodies, so let's use our bodies as much as we can. And also we are trying to do exercises and workouts that lets us be able to go outside or do it anywhere. That is something else that matches our personalities, our philosophies, and our ideologies, that matches in everything that we do. So just make sure that your ideology, your philosophy, matches with who you are, or you have an understanding of that. What is your ideology within fitness? What is that supposed to represent for you? How does that match who you are and what you want it to be? And then everything else around that should match those pieces, or else that's just another reason why you won't stick with it. And if it matches who you are and what you want and your goals, the likelihood you stick with that for a very long time is extremely high. For everyone here watching this live within the community, we're going to go into Q&A. We're going to break down a little bit more philosophy, ideologies, and answer your personal questions of anything else related to bodyweight, skills, fitness. And for everyone else here on the internet with social media, you can go ahead and join us and continue this conversation later. But either way, one thing that I do believe that we have in common with ideologies and philosophies is to stay awesome.